Hello and welcome to this part 2 of my little program about visiting Copenhagen. Today we are going to continue from the places we visited before, and here the first place you see, it was the Little Mermaid. And from the Little Mermaid, which is a world famous figure known from the stories of H.C. Andersen, we go down to another place we have been before, in the harbor of Copenhagen. It was established in 1742, and today it's an independent institution. It's a kind of a company. It costs money, of course, to have your ships lying in the harbor, and that's how they earn the money. And now we are at Christianshavn. It's one of the nicest places on Amager, especially when the weather is as good as it is now. Every time I take my tour out to Amager from my home in Valby, I stop at this coffee shop, rolling coffee shop. You've shown the picture before, and you see it's right in the center here, and have a nice cafe latte that is absolutely perfect, especially when the weather is so good. And this is also a picture from Amager. It is very close to the channels on Christianshavn, the channels that go through Copenhagen. They are filled with boats, and also boats you can buy, and you can have your whole life on a boat. It's a houseboat, just like Amsterdam. And now we continue. We pass by Christiania, and outside Christiania you saw the white bikes. The white bikes, you have them here too. It is an institution that has been invented by the city government. These bikes, they are financed by the city, and actually each bike costs 50,000 kroner during its lifetime. And these 50,000 kroner, they are paid by the taxpayers in Copenhagen, so it's rather expensive. And we just passed Christiania, the main entrance, and now we are seeing a bridge crossing one of the channels in Copenhagen, and I'm so lucky that the weather is just wonderful today when I'm filming. And here you have one of these boats. The price of a house being on the sea here can be from 1 to 4 million kroner. And here you have Papirøen. It's, I would say, a center for youth people today, for young people today. In the old days, it was a storage center for the papers, Danish papers. They had their goods, the paper made that was used to make the papers. It was stored up here, and that's the reason why it's called the Paper Island, Papirøen in Danish. But as I told, today it's a kind of meeting center, but unfortunately it's going to be filled with new apartments in 1 or 2 years. It will all be changed. And when you take a photograph from Papirøen, you can see in the background the new Royal Theatre, which was giving to Copenhagen as a gift from A.P. Møller. A.P. Møller now is dead, but he was a very, very rich man owning a lot of companies all around the world. One of the richest men in Denmark. Here you see the opera. He financed this opera, and he built it. He supervised everything himself, and it was given as a gift to Copenhagen City. But we have to remember that a gift is not free to receive, because we have to pay for we have to pay the taxes, we have to pay for make it refurnished, and so on and so forth. So it costs money. It's expensive to have an opera. And now we are back in Christianshavn, the old houses. Christianshavn, there are about 10,000 people living in Christianshavn. And here you see the stock Børsen from the 17th century, and in the background you see Christiansborg, an old Baroque castle that has been changed into the local institution of the Danish Parliament. And you see the Danish Parliament, the Baroque castle in the background. You know, Baroque, it was an architectural style invented to go against Martin Luther and the Reformation. But our King, Christian IV, he built a lot of Baroque buildings in Copenhagen. See, he was not 100% Lutheran, I'm glad to say so. And here we have Nyhavn, a real nice place for tourists and also for Danes to go and have a dinner, to have a party, to go to a cafe, just out to the harbor. And from Nyhavn you can take some of the tourist boats sailing around in the harbor, and a tour like that will take maybe 1 hour. And of course there is a tourist guide in the boat, and he will explain everything in English, German, French, any language you want. And here we have the Amaliehaven. In the background you see the new opera given to Copenhagen by A.P. Møller, and he also gave us this very nice fontaine. And this is Amalienborg. This is the living place of our queen and her family. It's a big place where there is limited traffic and a lot of soldiers guarding around to take care of the royal family. But the royal family, they have many places around Denmark where they can live. It's only when they are in Copenhagen they are living here. And you can see in the background there is a black door. Out from this door they come when they are when they go by car. They have a parking space behind the walls there. And here you have the English church. There is a minority of Englishmen here in Denmark, and they have their own church. Actually, it's one of the most beautiful churches in Copenhagen. And this is the Little Mermaid. You know, the Little Mermaid, it was built more than 100 years ago. And in the 17th, it was beheaded by some anarchist artist in Denmark. He went out in the night and cut her head off. I don't know why. He must have been crazy, but this was a worldwide sensation. And of course the head was established. Well, we never found the original head. Probably he dumped it out in the sea, or threw it out with his trash. But a new head was established, and now the mermaid is at her place. And I like the mermaid because it's a female figure. You know, Denmark is called from the nationalistic citizen their fatherland. But I would rather have a motherland, like the Russians have a motherland. I like a motherland, I don't like a fatherland. And the Little Mermaid, she's a symbol of Denmark as our motherland. Here we have Churchill Parken. You know, the Danes, they believe that Churchill and the British and the American liberated us during Second World War. But the fact is that it was Russia who defeated Adolf Hitler. 27 million Russians were killed, and 40 Russians were killed on Danish soil liberating Denmark from Nazism. No Allied soldiers were killed. Here we have the Royal Garden, in the background another Baroque castle called Rosenborg. And here we have Rundetårn. Well, in the old days, Danes thought that Rundetårn was a very high tower because it was 42 meters high. Actually, it was built as a part of the Protestant Trinitatis Church, which is just behind Rundetårn. But you can go to the top of Rundetårn, and it's a very nice tour, but you have to be in a pretty good condition to go up there. And actually every year there is a bike competition, biking to the top of Rundetårn. And I think the world record is 1 minute and 48 seconds to go from the bottom to the top of Rundetårn. In here you have the place where we had a Franciscan monastery from 1238. It is called Gråbrødretorv, but this monastery, unfortunately, it was closed down during the Reformation. And this was everything I had to show you. I'll say thank you for looking at this short video, and remember, you're always welcome in Copenhagen. Thank you.